I'm here today to give you 10 reasons why Vortex sucks. That's actually not the truth. I don't have 10 reasons why Vortex sucks. That's all clickbait. However, I am here to talk to you about my experience with optics. These are the first pair of binoculars I ever bought, and these are Vortex Diamondbacks. And I finally upgraded to a pair of Swaro NL Pures this year. I've had a lot of experience with the whole line of Vortex and a lot of other optics, especially recently in the last few years. So I'd like to actually talk a lot about Vortex. And the reason I want to talk about Vortex is because all I ever hear from people just getting into hunting or optics of any kind to experienced people trying to upgrade is Vortex, 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 Vortex. And I don't honestly think that there's something wrong with that. And for a while, I had a little bit of an issue with it because there's so many other great optic brands out there. I'm a firm believer, buy once, cry once. I think if you really care about, if you really use your optics and you care about the optical quality of your optics, get a pair of Swaros. Get a pair of Swaros for your binos. Get a Swaro spotting scope for your long distance work. I have a callus on my 6.5 Creedmoor long range competition rifle. I've got for my electronic glass, I probably always stick with Sig Sauer. These are the Kilo 6Ks, and they give me range finding capabilities and ballistics built in. So they're a one-stop shop for like my NRL hunter shoots. This was, I believe this is the first rifle scope I ever bought. I mean, I have used the crap out of this thing. It is beat up. You can see like the chipping there in the aluminum on the turret caps. The glass is still good. I've always had it covered up. As far as like a basic entry level, this is a 4-12 by 40, I believe. This is a great little scope. Now, I kind of outgrew this scope. This was a scope that I had and put on all my rifles before I really knew anything about rifles and shooting. And I was just teaching myself how to hunt, learning how to hunt. It killed a lot of animals for me. And I'll probably never get rid of the scope. This is kind of just like, it's got a lot of sentimental value to me now. Probably the best $200 you can spend on optics is these Vortex Diamondbacks. The glass is still great. This focus knob is kind of shot. It lost its little grippy rubber, and then it's kind of loose now. They still function, and guess what? I can send this back to Vortex, and they'll fix it and send it back to me. I've used their warranty twice, and unfortunately, I've had to use it on rangefinders. One time was just a fluke deal where I accidentally dropped my rangefinder on a hunt. I was guiding a buddy of mine, and I dropped it. I realized it. I went back the next morning, and the rats had already pulled it into a hole and started stripping all the plastic off of the buttons. Like all the plastic on the whole rangefinder was just gone, or almost gone, in a day. Fortunately, I found it, and I was just like, I was devastated. Sent it into Vortex, told them what had happened. They sent me a brand new one ASAP. I don't remember exactly how long it took, but it was fast. Anyways, this one I actually won, and not this one in particular. The one that I won, this Vortex Ranger 4000, it actually failed just this year. I sent it to Vortex. I said, look, I put a new battery in it. It's not ranging anything past 75 yards. I took it on a hunt. I've been shooting in my backyard with my bow, ranging my bow target in my backyard. I took it on a rifle hunt, and I couldn't pick up any ranges. And then I was just up a creek without a paddle, no rangefinder, in the mountains trying to hopefully wolf hunt. And I put a new battery in it, fleshed out all the things I could possibly, cleaned it all up. All that still wouldn't work. I sent it in. I said, look, I don't know what's going on. It looks like it's, electronics are broken. And they looked at it. I think I got a reply in just a couple of days, and they sent me a new one. So their warranty is incredible. Again, I said I'd give you 10 reasons why Vortex sucks. And bottom of the line is that they don't. My biggest problem with Vortex is they try and be a one-stop shop, but they don't have that top high end. They don't have that glass that's made from the best glass manufacturers in the world. They don't have that. Their top end line is probably mid-tier when it comes to the full range of optical quality in the hunting world. Swaro is leaps and bounds far better in optical quality in their glass than Vortex's high-end razor quality. Some things that I think that they really do well. I don't really see a lot of issues. Like, I bought this Maven rifle scope, and it's RS1, and I've had a couple Maven products, and they talk a really big game. I've never been that impressed. I do love their optical quality, but this is super soft, my elevation turret, and then I can barely move my parallax knob. I mean, I can barely move that thing. And when I've got a gloved finger and it's cold outside, not only does that move less, but my body moves less and I have less grip. You're just hardly getting that parallax knob moved. There's just some things I think when you do start looking at other brands that Vortex does really well, and other brands that talk a big game and try and keep their price competitive don't do so well. I'm going to pick up these SIGs now because I actually got rid of a pair of Vortex Razor, not the HD line, but the Gen 1 10x42 binos, and I was super excited when I finally upgraded to those. And I used them and I was like, okay, these are cool. And then I started doing some competitive shooting, and I found a really good deal on these. I sold those to buy these, and I was super impressed with the optical quality in my SIGs. And I think SIG, again, is one of those companies. They have really good optical quality for the most part. There's, I think, some issues with the tinting and stuff on the range finding products, but they've changed a lot of that. When you go all the way up to like a pair of Swaros, I mean, these things they feel bulletproof. These things, like, you can't hardly get something loose. I'm really excited to see how these things do in the long run, but man, upgrading back to kind of the beginning of the buy once, cry once idea that I've been told so many times, and I mentioned early on in the video, buy the best quality that you can buy. But when you do that, don't just go to the Razor line of Vortex. If you're a beginner and you're starting out and you really don't have any budget, or you just don't have any experience with hunting or optics, you don't even know if you're going to be in the field that much, spend that much time out hunting, maybe you're new to all of this and you don't even know if this is something that's going to be a big part of your life. I would say, like, the Vortex Crossfire, the Vortex Diamondback is probably a great place to start, because they are going to hold their value to a certain extent because of the warranty that comes with them. I think they're a really good optic and product for people that are just starting out, young kids, teenagers. If you're just broke as can be and you need to get something to get out in the field as far as a rangefinder, binoculars, rifle scope, spotting scope, go with the Vortex Crossfire Diamondback lines. Even in their rifle scopes, the Strike Eagle, I believe, and then there's one other one that I'm thinking of that I think is just a really good value for your money. You got to know this stuff. I mean, look at the wear on these labels here. I use my stuff so hard. I don't baby anything. I really don't. From my best optics, these Swaros, I mean, you can see the wear and the tear on the stuff that I use. This is brand new this year, and it's already been dropped in the gravel. So, when I say this is a really good value for the dollar, and there's probably a lot of other brands in the same price range that probably wouldn't do half as well, I actually mean that, and I've actually fleshed that out for real. I have used these things extremely hard. It took me a lot of years to upgrade from these 10x42s, Diamondbacks, to you know, I used these SIGs for a season, and then I finally went up to this 12x42 Swaros. These are a 10x32. I didn't have the light gathering capabilities or the field of view that I needed for really sitting behind glass with these SIGs, so they weren't a one-stop shop. I think SIG does offer a really good one-stop shop in the 10K, I believe, in the second gen. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. If you have any other questions, or if I missed something, if I have some gaps in this, leave a comment. I'd be happy to answer your question in the comments. And then further beyond that, if there's a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't talked about that you really want to hear, more specifics, then I might do a video about more detail later. Anyway, thanks for watching. If I brought value to you, please subscribe and look for more garage video content coming your way.